working on this 8520 here, and I had done a green light inspection on this tractor earlier, and we're doing some work on it today. And one of the things that we're going to be doing is replacing this outer tie rod here. The inner one's good and tight, and customer just wanted to replace just the outer portion here. So I'll show you how to do that. We'll pull the two bolts here, we'll pivot this piece over and pop it up out of the place right here. Then we'll loosen these bolts and spin that off of the inner tie rod here. We'll want to measure the distance here, so when we put the new one back on, that we will get it the same distance. So after we pop the bolts out of there and lean it forward there, I like to use a come along just to hold the tire from pivoting back on you. Because when you take that tie rod, them tires, if you have them off the ground, which I do, they'll want to fold back around. If you don't have the tires off the ground, they'll stay in their place. Then you can actually just pop this up out of there and then steer it to the left to get more access. I'll go ahead and pop this one up off of there. We're going to measure the distance between the shoulder here and the lip, so we know how far to screw the new one on. Take some 19mm, pull them bolts off of there, and then we'll have to get a wrench and hold that, and probably a pair of pipe wrench to hold that there so we can spin it off then. We'll spin this off of here. There's a lot of threads on that. At least it spins easy. Take our new one, start threading it back on. Want to remeasure, make sure it's all good. We're good right there. We'll go ahead and stick our new bolts in. These are actually a different size. These are an 18mm on the new bolts instead of a 19. We got a cap here that we had knocked off the old one there. It just taps right on. And then we'll clean out the dirt and stuff. Set the new one in there. You can see the bottom there, it sets down in that housing there, and you'll angle it over and then put the two bolts in it and tighten up the bolts in. Sometimes you do have to get a little aggressive on it to get it to get in there. There we go. Now start move down in there. We'll go ahead and grease it now, and put a little grease in that ball joint there. Got it greased now. The boot kind of looks a little bit funny, but I've got the suspension all the way maxed out right now. So once it's let down, the angle of that ball joint will get more straight and the boot will look a lot better. But you got to keep the boots in good condition. Like this one here, the boots failed on both sides, and so when you pump grease in it, the grease isn't staying in there, and that's what causes the ball joint to wear out, because it gets dirt in there, and the dirt with the grease and then that metal to metal contact just wears the metal out and will cause it to have slack in thin. So you want to keep them in good condition and keep them greased as well. That'll prolong the life of the ball joint itself.